need to maintain your backyard and lawn on your acreage. Here are 5 things that you need to consider. Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Violet. Thank you for joining me today. This year we moved on an acreage and are starting our homestead. Today I wanted to talk about 5 things your husband or wife might ask for, 5 things that you'll probably need or consider to maintain your lawn on your homestead. When it comes to lawn and homestead, I have to define what that is. When we lived in the city, we had a postage stamp house and piece of land, and it was a very small amount of lawn to maintain. We wanted beautifully cut grass, perfectly even, symmetrical, fresh, luscious, green, lovely. On a homestead, the land has many purposes. Maybe you're using it for a garden, maybe you're grazing animals on it, maybe you're growing lavender or chamomile. I don't know. When you have kids, you want your kids to be able to go outside and do something without getting caught knee-deep in bramble and bushes. So you're gonna have to do something to chop it down unless you live in the desert. It's kind of like the desert here, except we have irrigation and we had a crazy thunderstorm this week. So everything has gone up and we've had some crazy growth of our vegetation and plant life. My husband said when we moved to the acreage we were gonna need a lot of lawn care tools, and I didn't believe him. We got by with our little electrical mower and electric weed whacker in the city, and we left them behind because we were starting with absolutely nothing. First thing you'll need, you're going to want a big mower or a mower attachment to a small tractor at a minimum. We've got 9 acres that we work with, lots of fields that right now aren't being used for anything. If we let the grass grow, then you can't walk it. I don't know, it's like a really weak argument. There's things you want to do: control pollen, control weeds, make it beautiful and nice to walk around. Does it need to be the ornamental, beautiful bluegrass that you see in lawns? No, it doesn't. But you're not going to be laying down AstroTurf either. So you're going to need a larger tractor device. I've seen a lot of people use the riding mowers. We actually have one that came with the acreage. It's not operating right now. So Phil had to get an attachment for his tractor. The Kubota Lawncare, beautiful. Now the problem with that is if it rains, which doesn't rain very often, but it did rain this week, is it's going to cause tire marks in your beautiful land, so you can have deep rivets and holes and things, which kind of sucks. But it's going to be the most efficient solution for covering large areas of ground that don't require finesse. All right, so number 2, you're going to want a regular push mower, but it needs to be a gasoline push mower, because on an acreage, you're not going to always have access to power, and I can imagine the nightmare of towing around a generator to plug in your electric tools with, but that just doesn't sound fun to me. So I would say maybe pass on that and get yourself a gas mower. Sorry. Number 3, weed whacker. So this is the one we held out on the longest, and we just purchased it this week. So the weed whacker is going to allow you to do detail work, things like garden beds, around a campfire, around trees. Really important. You want to make sure that you can have things like aesthetic as well as just knocking down weeds and controlling for pollen. So the weed whacker is going to do that finesse work for you. 4, hand tools. So that includes like a shovel and a rake, maybe a spade. All right, these things add up. It can be quite expensive if you get all these different pieces, but you will need them because if you have some prickly weeds, you're going to have to dig them out. You're not necessarily going to get rid of them just by chopping off the top. You're going to need a bit more control than that. Hand tools that you can twist, aerate the soil, there's shovels, there's rakes, lots of good things. You're definitely going to need hand tools. Number 5, wheelbarrow. So our Acreage came with a wheelbarrow that was kind of broken. It only has one handle, but let me tell you, it's been extremely useful when I have the hand tools and I'm digging out weeds. You need a place to put them so you can move them over to a pit to burn or a compost pile to reuse. If you don't have a wheelbarrow, how are you going to move things? You can get a tarp and pull them across? That doesn't sound very fun. Everyone's homestead plans and acreage is going to look different. These are unique properties. You're going to put your own hopes and dreams onto them. The tools you need will vary, absolutely, depending on the size and scope of what you're doing. Push mower, weed whacker, large mower, some kind, whether it's sit on or pull behind, garden tools and a wheelbarrow are enough to get us through this first year on our homestead. My husband and I often reference this book. It is really great. It is Escape the City. It's pretty much your encyclopedia for anything and everything that will come up. To read it all at once would be very overwhelming, and there are 2 volumes. But it is definitely a lifesaver and will help you consider things you might not have thought of. If you found this useful, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more homestead content.